All right, we are on game hack number 10. And so, game hacks number 10 through 12 are going to be about how to adapt specific games for a specific crowd. So, Clue is a game that normally I would only play with older kids because it's a little bit difficult if you follow the rules and you have to move around the board and you can only make accusations when you're in a certain room. And then you have to use the checklist to keep track of which weapons have been played and people and blah blah blah. And elementary kids usually really struggle with it. And even my like kids that can read, even if they can do the checklist, it can be unbearable waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting for them to figure out the checklist. And then you run out of time and then everybody's upset because you almost solved the mystery, but you ran out of time. So what I do with Clue is I dump all of the pieces in the middle of the game board. And so typically I'm playing it one on one with kids. So I will pass out all the cards between me and the kid. And so I'll have a pile of the pawns. And so there's six different colors that correlate with the six different colors that they're wearing for the characters. And then you've got a pile of all of the weapons. And then you've got all your rooms there. So what I'll do is I'll tell a kid, we're trying to figure out which three cards are in the envelope, right? So it's this process of elimination to find out who the killer was, what weapon was used, and in which room. And so I will say, I want you to choose a character you don't have, choose a room you don't have, and a weapon you don't have. And then they'll play them. And then if I have any or all three of those cards, I'll play them down. And what I do is, so for the rooms, I'll play it on top of the room on the game board. So you can visually look at the game board and know that that room's out of play. Now, for the people and the weapons, we will take those cards and remove them from the game board, but I will also take the little weapon from the game board and the pawn that correlates with the person and take them off at the game board. So you're slowly seeing all the other pieces fall away as you play the game. So in the end, all that you have left is what's on the table. And so I'm able to do this with 5 year olds and they love it. And it goes really fast. I mean, a lot of times we can get done with a game easily in 5 minutes. And it's a great way to draw this game in and kind of take part of a lot of those benefits from the game without having to go through the whole checklist and the moving around the board with the dice and blah, the tedious part of the game. You just get the fun of the game without the tedious side of it. I use the same concept whenever I play House of Boundaries with kids because, my main age group that I work with is ages 4 to 11, and they struggle with the checklist. And even though the House of Boundaries comes with a checklist, I've also created the token cards so that you can do the exact same thing with that game. So, you just keep those token cards out there. So you're picking a person, a weapon, which in House of Boundaries, it's like lying, stealing, name calling, those kind of things are the weapons and then the different rooms. And so it makes the game way easier. So little game hack, it makes it a lot more fun for everybody involved.